Damian Ucwalmicwts, Niwana John and Ucwalmicwts, Julie Michelle, Shkika Satlak, Fitchona, Fetlip. Nith Isa, Michintali, Cha, Ucwalmicwts, Lotisham, Eja, Pipa, Kathy Narcissus, Iwa Junitash, Facilitator, Tishropsha, Ucwalmicwts. Cook P. Desmond Peters Sr., Cook P. Clark Smith, Calwat Morgan Wells, Sita Scotchman, Lamush, Albert Joseph, Cook P. Art Adolph, Desmond Peters Jr. was in attendance. If I missed anybody on the list, I didn't get a list from Kathy, I just got a list from Papa Al, Lamush. Declaration of the Lillooet Tribe, May 10th, 1911. Shwatishku Akmintali.
To who it may concern.
Wishnimo Fikukuk Pia Plantu wa Wazoshkal Chutkat Shouch Klocha.
We, the underwritten chiefs of Lillooet Tribe, being all the chiefs of said tribe, declare as follows.
Stocht Wawanauch. Flatwa Palut Kitam, Takamish Latlimka, Amp we Ochin Hatchpakakan, Iwashak, Gunsha.
We speak the truth, and we speak for our whole tribe, numbering about 1,400 people at the present time, May 10th, 1911.
Chuat Gastat Milka, with the Takamiwa Lati.
We claim that we are the rightful owners of our tribal territory and everything pertaining thereto.
Takum Shmawat Gasa, which Kaswa of the Tamil Gasa. Was look which Twelnum, with the 12 feetum, which Swat to Tamil Gasa.
We have always lived in our country. At no time have we ever deserted it or left it to others.
As loquish re'et minam to Tamilkatla slash call 12 min to Mulitash, Iwa command min tumotlash, wat lo puk ipetilat gasa.
We have retained it from the invasion of other tribes at the cost of our blood.
Shkilash klak ishama, plan wat chuach. I skokekla skasa to Tamil skasa. Squinashka Hatchpakakanst Maka.
Our ancestors were in possession of our country centuries before the whites ever came.
Silat Tlu Inatwasha Ikilash Klak Ishama. Mutana kela shkait iwashlaksh iwan atsumchit shipaz.
It is the same as yesterday when the latter came, and like the day before when the first fur trader came.
Wazwatnam quish chua minitash to Tamilk Gatla. Zilakinukwa Ucwalmicwts Tamilk. As question for an Hitanamwit, which Stuart Minitash to PC Hakupman.
We are aware the BC government claims our country, like all other Indian territories in BC, but we deny their right to it.
As Loquish Upnight Minam with the town Minam.
We never gave it, nor sold it to them.
For us, Loquish Quanan Streetash, Palut Minitash, Mutavaz Loquish, Lakun Humulitash, Floke Kaltwak, Juk Lushnimos, Wakachuta, which Upnight Minam to Schmitcha to Tamilkasa. For us, Lushkin Kan Quish, Nashkit. Nashkitanamwit kushmich kushchua to Tamilkasa.
They certainly never got the title to the country from us, neither by agreement nor conquest, and none other than us could have any right to give them title.
Nash, ikil lak ishama, kukukpi, chutan mashkat, hinani, kush akhatwit, mutakhatwit, so wishnimos. Kush aish go kush taksawit, nakwit, mutapap kush lachlachwit.
In the early days, we considered the white chiefs like a superior race that never lied nor stole and always acted wisely and honorably.
Chutan washkat, lo kush kwanitash muta chua minitash iwa stakshwitash lo.
We expected they would lay claim to what belonged to themselves only.
Oltish patinashim skasa, and it was gas nista schmitzushin to mulitash, tlak katlak kaket zawatijtum quish log shwitash ish zait niha, kak sa orthwit, mitzushim wheat, oz quish. Wheat, nuknak us, inukwa, so wishnimos.
In these considerations, we have been mistaken and gradually have learned how cunning, cruel, untruthful, and thieving some of them can be.
Stocht lachat stumi kelash alanam slash nakhit mulitash. Tapisi kapmenta tatimilkatha, was kushka utzanama, zilata schwarzkatha, ikelashtlap, ikelashtu.
We have felt keenly the stealing of our lands by the BC government, but we could never learn how to get redress.
White cast who's cast kapanta.
We felt helpless and dejected, but lately we begin to hope.
Flauki khazoma shama kukukpi, or the cacao to milk, schreist to khazoma kop, it's Ottawa. Chutan was cast lati which was utzani. Utzanitash ta shchais tumulitasha mutash zaid niha ta tamilkafa.
We think that perhaps, after all, we may get redress from the greater white chiefs away in the King's country or in Ottawa.
Silat lo chutan washkat lati Push, Komin to Mulitash, Takami Shama Kukukpi, Mute Kapmenta. Plans get ice patino shums, Kap get ice, Quanenstum to take Tochas Zayton.
It seemed to us all white chiefs and government were against us, but now we commence to think we may get a measure of justice.
Spalten tumulam is taflach lati and lakapmach and shutlatqua shakwatmacha mutatzwainamcha schmitschkalsha nech kokiko iha o te pipa July 16th, 1910.
We have been informed of the stand taken by the Thompson River, Shuswap, and Okanagan tribes, as per their declaration of July 16, 1910.
Kanibenskan Kwishwa Latiko Indian Rights Association BC, with the Kanibenstum Plate, the Amha, Squal, Kwishwas Nukwan Tumutlash, the Ottawa government, Cupment, which Quanstum to Chuatkat and Blackman,
We have learned of the Indian Rights Association of BC and have also heard the glad news that the Ottawa government will help us to obtain our rights. As we are in the same position in regard to our lands, etc., and labor under the same disadvantages as the other tribes of BC, we resolve to join them in their movement for our mutual rights.
February 13th, 1910. On the 6th of February 1911. February 24th, 1911.
With this object, several of our chiefs attended the Indian meeting at Lytton on February 13th, 1910, and again the meeting at Kamloops on the 6th of February last. Thereafter, we held the meeting ourselves at Lillooet on the 24th of February last, when the chiefs of all Lillooet bands resolved as follows.
Indian Rights Association
First, that we join the other interior tribes affiliated with the Indian Rights Association of the Coast. Second, that we stand with them in the demand for their rights and the settlement of the Indian land question.
Of the Spencer's Bridge, July 1910.
Third, that we agree unanimously with them in all the 8 articles of their declaration as made at Spencer's Bridge, July 1910.
Stimmt ati Watskaskind Valentanamwit Iwa Kwan Shutanihash Chiofkasa Oten Izaksha Tatausha Mutanakaita in Kwan Tanamwit Tapisi Kapmenta Shama Kwaznitash Tmirpa Muta Meshaltweet.
In conclusion, we wish to protest against the recent seizing of certain of our lands at the Short Portage by white settlers on authority of the BC government.
So in Spinsha, what Chuas Castet Mirka, Cha, what Quasnam, Fin Urnet, Asquish, Wallachlachstum, Akmin to Molitash, Ku Kaslash, Amschmaka.
These lands have been continually occupied by us from the time out of mind and have been cultivated by us unmolested for over 30 years.
Wat gesleed kinst lalanem kush me shalt minitash kalmashwa chit muta shilach in kahaush floten kahausha okitmich gasa wat kukus ulanitash.
We also wish to protest against the building of railway depots and sidings on any of our reservations as we hear is projected.
Wa hatminam kush lakhitam cha tapipa kush Honorable Mr. Oliver, the Superintendent of Indian Affairs, the Secretary of the Indian Rights Association, Mr. Clark, KC, and Mr. McDonald, Inspector of Indian Agencies.
We agree that a copy of this declaration be sent each to the Honorable Mr. Oliver, the Superintendent of Indian Affairs, the Secretary of the Indian Rights Association, Mr. Clark, KC, and Mr. McDonald, Inspector of Indian Agencies.
Kentakami kukukpi a lani, ozoshanitash cha tikupipa, niltisham James Tate to Michantali Kusham Ech.
All the chiefs at that time signed here. It was James Tate who wrote it in English. The chiefs, James Shatashkat, Chief Lillooet Band, James Stager, Chief Pemberton Band, Chief Chalal, Chief Mission Band, James, Chief Seton Lake Band, John Koyushton, Chief Pasulko Band, David Spalus, Chief No. 2 Lillooet Band, Charles Nikula, Chief Nkumpch, James Smith, Chief Tanash Lake, Harry Nikusha, Chief Shamakwam, Peter Poishlimuch, Chief of the Skookumchuck, August Axtonkal, Chief of the Port Douglas, Jean-Baptiste, Chief No. 1, Cayush Creek, David Shkunsko, Chief Bridge River Band, Thomas Bull, Chief Slouche Band, Thomas Jack, Chief Anderson Lake Band, Chief Francois, Thomas Adolph for LaFontaine Indians, Spence's Bridge, BC, May 10th, 1911.
Zilat Laati Gunsha.
Just on behalf of our membership, we just want to offer a gift for the beautiful reading of the Declaration in a good way from our community, just to give thanksgiving and honor of that reading.